And now it is my distinct honor to introduce our next speaker, the man who will be fighting those battles for us in Washington, D.C., who has fought those battles for us in Washington, D.C. for many years, who is the biggest champion for the city of Austin and Central Texas, and I would argue the state of Texas that we have. Let's hear it for Congressman Lloyd Doggett.
Thank you. Thank you very much. What a great gathering. Thank you, Jimmy. You're doing a great job for all of us. Really appreciate it. And thank you, Karen. And thank you, American patriots, for being here tonight. What we have is a gathering of American patriots who recognize the highest calling of patriotism is not my country right or wrong, but my country, I will right the wrongs around us. And with this Trump administration, we got more wrongs to right every single day. This is a rally like those going on across America tonight about no one being above the law. That applies to a crime family, and it applies to the Trump family who may be committing crimes. We all know that what Trump fears the most is truth. The truth that Mueller could reveal about collusion to subvert our elections, about the Russian compromise, about money laundering and obstruction of justice. Courage and innocence are quiet. Fear rants, fear tweets, and that's what we're getting from this president. You know, he always brags about the fact that he picks the best people. And I guess he's right. He picks the best people for jail and indictment. And Jeff Sessions, who has himself done such harm with all of his anti-immigrant hysteria, was at least willing to recuse himself properly on the recommendation of the ethics people, the Justice Department, from this investigation. And solely because of that, and nothing else, since they share the rest of their philosophy, Trump has repeatedly humiliated him. Well, Sessions may have finally buckled under Trump's pressure and resigned, but our new Congress must not resign. Our message to President Trump is no more lapdog. We've got some watchdogs coming on the way. So, as you know, yesterday, even as the votes were still being counted, and they're still being counted in some places today, Trump dismisses Sessions with someone who was selected to oversee the investigation and his own wrongdoing. He found Whitaker, a political hack, who has already publicly condemned the Mueller investigation and has proposed impeding it by doing things like cutting off its budget. In August of last year, he wrote an op-ed insisting that Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein order the special counsel to limit the scope of the investigation. The same day, he publicly promoted an article that called the special counsel's investigation a lynch mob. He would block Mueller from looking at Trump family business and the dealings there much the same way that Republicans in Congress have 7 times blocked my effort to get to Trump's tax returns. Next year, we're going to get those tax returns. So consumed with bigotry himself, Trump rants and raves about a caravan that is headed this way. Well, thanks to patriots like you, in January, there's going to be another caravan headed up to Washington. It's a caravan that contains Muslim Americans. It contains Native Americans. It has more Latinas and more LGBTQ members. It has millennials. And it even has a few older folks that offer a little experience. All of us sharing in common our commitment that we don't intend to be intimidated by Trump's tweets and threats of warlike conduct against the Congress. Democrats will not control the Congress, of course, half of the Congress, until January the 3rd, but we're not waiting. I was just on a call a few minutes ago with leaders of our Democratic caucus and leaders of the key committees involved. We are demanding the preservation of the special counsel's records. We've called for immediate hearings on Sessions' firing. We've introduced legislation to ensure that the special counsel cannot be removed for unjust cause. And I have myself introduced the Special Counsel Transparency Act, now joined by over 100 co-sponsors, to ensure that we can hold Trump and his political hacks accountable. He may have underway a plan to clean house at justice, but our U.S. House must demand accountability and prevent further obstruction of justice. I'm not going to back down because I know you've got my back.